Alright, this is the lower school floor, and so the Tech Cube experience starts in KA, and this is Miss Rainbow. She is the director of the lower school program. And you can see it's a large flexible workspace that can be reconfigured depending on what grade or what class is in here. Well, this is the little bits electronics section, so you can see there's small electronic gadgets that can be connected to build circuits using magnets. Pretty cool. This is the lower school's 3D printing and laser cutting room. So the lower school has its own set of 3D printers and their own massive laser cutter. That's an example of something that's been cut on the laser cutter. And this is the lower school Tech Cube green room. So students can hang out here, have a meeting, but they can also use it to put themselves in any environment they want. Full Tech Cube floor, and you can see the sophistication of the machinery increases and the complexity of the students' work increases. If you look over this way, you can see all the different types of machinery that they use. More woodworking materials, drill presses, band saws, hand drills. So this is a simple machines at play class, and they have the task of saving Mr. Bud. So that's the principal of the middle school, and they have to come up with a machine that rescues him from on top of that giant block.
This key, and you put it in this chuck here, and you got to push, and then you loosen it. Yeah, see how that loosens?
This machine is the middle school CNC router, so they can design something in CAD or in Adobe Illustrator, and they can load it up onto that computer, and this machine will cut it out of a piece of wood. This is when she's a shop tech for middle school. You can see they have a whole bunch of different types of 3D printers and laser cutters. In the middle school robotics lab, fourth floor of the Tech Cube. This is kind of the quiet, clean floor. This is where we do most of our software and electronics development. This lab over here is our high performance computing lab. This has 12 computers that were all designed and built by the students. All the different classrooms on the fourth floor. The first one is the electronics classroom, and then these two are computer science classrooms used for AP computer science, honors video game programming, modern topics, and courses like that. So every student starts out taking an intro level course. They either start out as a mechanical engineer or a software designer or a control systems engineer. And then they take a second semester course, which is a project course where they mix all the students together from the different courses. And from there they can take things like honors robotic engineering, AP computer science, servers and networks, honors video game. Modern topics this year is machine learning and quantum computing. We're on our way up to the fifth floor, which is the machine shop floor. All right, grab a pair of goggles. Is Rapunzel. Rapunzel is our 2-ton crane. The crane is attached to the frame of the building, and it's used to get large pieces of machinery in and out. So if you look to your right, that's a giant garage door that just opens up into space. And the crane can swing out, and these are milling machines used for shaping metal stock. These machines over here are various machines for shaping and manipulating metal. That's a press. That one's for tapping, so we can make threaded holes in metal. This is our famous robot couch. That's built by a freshman student who had the idea that he wanted to robotize the couch. This is a Cnc Lathe, which is just like an ordinary lathe, except it's computer operated. So you can put pieces of metal in there, and you can cut them to any cylindrically symmetric shape based on a computer file that you load right here. This is our Cnc Mill. This is a 3-axis mill. It's just like the mills over there, except it's computer controlled. This is our Cad Design area. This is where students working on designing a robot work, and all of our small components are kept here. So if they need to figure out if they have a certain component available while they're making the design, they can come right over here and see if they have the right size belts or the right size gear. This is our gear wall. Our students can come and select different gears. They're very exciting. This is our welding room. So this one has extremely high airflow, so students can weld in here safely, and then I can monitor them here on the closed circuit television. This is our 3D printer room. We have a couple of really special 3D printers. This 3D printer prints with carbon fiber. It actually prints nylon with chopped carbon fiber and continuous strands of carbon fiber. This printer actually prints metal, it prints stainless steel. So this component right here, both of these objects were printed on the 3D printer. So they're metal objects printed right from a 3D printer. Powder coating oven. So this is a large oven used for powder coats. If we want to put a professional finish on something, put it in here. And it only takes about 20 minutes to bake a piece and give it a nice colorful finish like you see here. All right, this is our powder coating spray room. So in this room, you hang the metal part from the hook, and it gets a slight electric charge, and then you spray it with powder of whatever color you want, and then you bring it back over to the oven. All right, so this is probably the greatest machine in the lab. This is a water jet cutter. This machine uses high pressure water to cut out any material into any shape you want. So that pump over there produces 50,000 pounds per square inch of pressure, and then the water comes to that small tube, and then it cuts. Your material sits underwater, and it cuts the material right here. You can see that steel wheel was cut using this cutter. So it can cut through steel up to 4 inches thick. And anything you can draw in a Cad Design, you load up onto the computer right over here, and it will simply cut it out using water. It's like a high-speed erosion. This area here are student work bays. So students who are working on a large-scale project will get assigned a bay for a particular period of time. And you can see all of the bays have color-coded tools, so all the tools end up back in the right spot when we're done. And students will take over a section for a semester or a year or a couple of weeks while they work on a project, and they need a place to keep all of their equipment. Each bay has identical sets of tools, so any bay you move to, you should be able to assimilate. The drummer. This drummer can actually come up with its own drum beats based on statistical profiles. So instead of just being raw sheet metal, you know, it can have a nice look like that. 6th floor is the robotics testing floor. And so this is where we come to try out robots that we've built. And we have a model of the competition field up on this floor. So you can see this is a full-size FRC competition field. And every year the students build models of the game features. So you can see that's this year's target, and this is a rack that the robots have to climb on. And the students can stand behind the plexiglass walls, and they can operate the robot safely from there. Competition robots from the last couple of years. This is this year's robot. This one has an auto aim feature where it can find the target using the camera, and it targets autonomously and can shoot the ball really high level of accuracy. Messy area is where we do our control system engineering, and it's also our programmer's lounge. So programmers hang out here, and they can hang on their own egg chairs and maybe have a nice view while they work on code, but they can still have access to each other to help work on ideas.